Good morning, family. Welcome to today's Lessons for Life. Today is Wednesday, October the 7th, 2009, and today we're reading in 2 Chronicles Chapter 6. And as always, I encourage you to read the chapters through for yourself. See if you get from it, email us, and we'll put on the blog. But we see here, Solomon, remember they finished building the house of the Lord, and he's basically speaking this chapter, even praying. And there's something, and I don't know how, there's something Solomon does that I don't quite I guess agree with, which I don't know. I know Solomon was a very wise person, so I don't know how smart it is for me to say something that I don't agree with what Solomon was doing. But that's why we do Lessons for Life. You can agree with me or disagree with me or whatever, but we learn either way. But something he was doing, because he was praying, a lot of his prayers I was reading it, he was saying, well, if the people sin, then they can come back. Come to the house, and the Lord will really hear them or acknowledge them. And he was, really just talking about if the people sin and they have some kind, and they sin and they get captured by the enemies and stuff. And what I didn't really like as I was reading that, or what I didn't quite agree with, I should say, was just, I guess thinking that the people were going to be sinning and really tolerating that there would be sin. Because if there's something that you're doing that's not right, or you is wrong, then you shouldn't tolerate it and keep doing it or put up with it. So even beforehand, I don't like it that Solomon is saying that when the people do sin or whatever, just expecting that it's going to happen, and kind of just saying, well, let there be, because he's kind of making a way out for them once they sin. So it's kind of like, like I said, a way out. So I didn't particularly like that, because if you tolerate it, then it's not going to change. And that's something actually Bishop has said, and it's not exactly, I don't remember exact words he put it, but how I got it was, things that you tolerate in your life is not going to change. So if we tolerate doing something that's incorrect, or sinning, going against what the word of the Lord says, then we're not going to make a change or an effort to really fix that problem or correct that error. So, I just, as I was reading, I was really thinking about that. And that's just my overall thing about this chapter, and I want to share for Lessons for Life, about I would rather that we don't really tolerate doing things that's not right, doing things that are incorrect, and make that change, as opposed to, as I saw what Solomon was saying, was to really have some kind of a escape, or some he's making some kind of a way for them to get out of them doing sin. So for our own lives, what we can get from this is, we shouldn't really tolerate different things that we know is not right to do. That's where it takes some self-discipline. If you're not eating right, you shouldn't tolerate it. A lot of times people just go and they know they shouldn't be eating this, and I hear this. I was even at the clinic working yesterday, and people know they're not supposed to be doing this, but they tolerate it. And once they tolerate that, then they just go ahead and they eat it, and then of course they have to suffer the consequences for eating whatever they shouldn't have been eating, or whatever it is that you might just tolerate. Because when you tolerate something, then you're not going to change it. So that's the overall lesson I would get from this chapter. Like I said, you read it for yourself, see what you get from it, and email us. But with that, create yourself a wonderfully blessed day today, and we'll talk again tomorrow.